I'm Brian Posehn. You may know me from my stand-up comedy, or from the TV shows I've been on, like the Sarah Silverman program. I love comic books, metal, and anything nerdy, except furries. They're gross. But that does include Dungeons & Dragons, which I've been playing with the same group of my funny friends for a decade now. So we decided to record us playing the game and turn it into a podcast, and we call it...
Nerd Poker, Dungeons & Dragons with Brian Posehn and friends.
Blaine! Ken!
Sarah!
Sark. Don't forget Gerry.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, everybody, it's Brian Posehn. Time dandy.
I love that my friends, whenever I have any energy in my voice, it comes off false, and then my friends immediately laugh at me. Hey, everybody, how's it going? This is my new guy.
Drive Time D&D with Brian Posehn and friends.
I'm Brian Posehn. Want to be my friend?
Morning.
Hey, everybody.
There he is.
Brian
I know that
Posehn,
guy.
and you're listening to Dungeons and Dragons with Brian Posehn and friends. Nerd
Thanks,
Poker.
Eeyore.
In the morning.
I don't want to work. Just want to bang on my drum all day. All right. We have a shout out for Stephen Moore.
Stephen
Wow.
Moore. Thank you,
Moore.
Stephen.
Yeah, he sent a lot of money to us.
Thank you, Stephen
Yes,
Moore.
thank you, Stephen Moore.
For even more. I'm going to go take a nap.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to I met some guy named Matt at the Titmouse Smash Party the other night, and he said, "Hey, I listen to Nerd Poker. I want to give you guys some money." So thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks, Matt.
Did he give you money?
Yeah, did you just
No.
say he wanted to?
Yeah, I was waiting
He's
for
going to try to figure out how to do
I
it.
say we go roll him.
Try to figure out how to do it.
He had like one of those.
What kind of car does he drive? So listen, guys, all you need to do to get a shout-out is use the website to send some money, or just say that you'd like to use the website and send some money.
He seems sincere, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
I believe him.
Fuck Matt. God damn it.
I like
Oh,
Ken.
all right.
What?
I like Titmouse.
There's
Side
something in the
note.
middle
See,
of
this is where you'll
between
feel
Blaine's
worse.
charming naivete and Brian's.
You should kill him.
So anyway, thanks, Stephen.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it, buddy. And perhaps
good
in the
looking
future we'll thank Matt.
I doubt it.
Hey guys, I think that there's somebody right now thinking of maybe wanting to send us money at some point. So let's. So give me
I'm thinking about money right now. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I wouldn't send us money.
I wouldn't either.
You would think about it, though.
I would think about it.
Send me a sandwich because I like those.
We did. We had some problem last game, though.
Yeah.
We now have a
Evil child.
No,
with us.
maybe not a problem.
No, he's not evil anymore.
No, he was.
Well, he was, and then I blessed him.
We're going to do the recap. Is that what you're getting into?
We're sort of.
Nah, we'll just start going.
Yeah, why don't we recap?
On the last episode of Nerd Poker.
All right, so you guys have crash landed on the planet on which Glenishmore is located, and you're heading south. You have
It's unnamed. Even people who grew up here don't know.
Is the be all.
We should
and
just
end
do.
all.
Yeah, we should just adopt that. Glenishmore is the world.
Where is the all?
As far as anyone who's ever been there is concerned.
That was super tough. Yeah.
You're just too lazy to think of another name for the planet?
We didn't go it like you're in the other part of the planet, and it kind of sucks.
Wait, I asked.
Nobody bothered to name any other part of it because the rest of it's shit.
Well, we'll ask this.
Let's
little
call
boy.
it shit.
We're on the dark side of Glenishmore.
Let's ask the little boy once we recap him into being right
I
now.
heard if you play that album, Dark Side of Glenishmore. What was that?
You know,
Oh, that's pretty good, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yes, to my sweet Satan.
sounds like a bunch of bad Bob Dylan.
It was bad, Bob Dylan.
That was my Bruce Willis. Yeah, so you're going to
Stairway to
ask
Heaven.
the little kid? So anyway,
Yeah,
let's
I
finish
wanted you
the
to
catch up.
recap, and
You
then-
guys crashed your ship here. Fortunately, there were no injuries or fatalities, and you've struck out towards.
We didn't look under the ship.
No, that's true.
strike the legs.
shit, let's go.
Yeah,
The Wicked Witch of Glen.
you've now hiked south over the sort of the wind-blasted surface of this ice flow, and you feel like you've gotten over a little bit more solid ground now. You're keeping this mountain range off to your left or to the east, and you're heading south. You're trying to get down to Glenishmore. However, on the first night of camping, in addition to some sort of eerie wolf howls that have accompanied your changes of position and stuff, you actually managed to capture a little boy that seemed to be spying on you. Maybe he was just curious. You're not sure. But you had a little bit of an incident at one point. The boy did ping on Sir Richard's detect evil meter, and at one point during his capture, he sort of
We got a necromancer, Graham.
he belted out a greeting, sort of doing a "told you so." It seems like the old necromancer who's been such a thorn in your side.
Evil
is
Graham
actually-
Famango.
He called
This
us
is-
worms. Is that something you guys are used to being called?
By him.
Yeah, he said, "Worms, I promised your world's destructions." So as if, sort of hinting
guy's
at
a dick.
hinting
Yeah.
at some bad shit that's happening here. And you have seen in the several episodes ago, you did see that there was some chaos going on in a whole bunch of locales, including Glenishmore. So it sort of gives you a sinking feeling as to the state of things in your homeland, Sir Richard. But now, as soon as the message was sort of blasted out of this kid's face, he sort of relaxed a little and he stopped registering evil. And now he's sort of starting to calm down. And that's about where we left off. You guys had decided, I believe, to
Snap his neck.
hit. That was being discussed. Blackie keeps bringing this up.
Where was he registered for evil, by the way? Target, Walmart.
No, so you guys, I
Bloodbath,
think you guys had
Bloodbath
decided to.
Bad Bath and Beyond.
Simpsons.
to head south towards a nearby town, which you guys have seen a sort of a fire, like a bonfire, or some glow. Blackie, from your elevated position while you were chasing this kid down, you saw that it was actually a village not
What do
far.
you mean elevated?
Because he flew.
I was flying. I can fly. It's a thing I.
He likes to say it, so I encourage him.
It's a thing I can do
it.
that I do sometimes. I
So
fly.
a couple more questions for the kid.
Okay.
Number one,
Some follow-ups.
what is the name of your town and what is the name of this planet?
Okay. So he says the name of his town is Iliktuk.
Iliktuk?
Yeah.
And what's the name of the
You
planet, the
ugly-
world that we're on?
He says the Venturia. What do you mean?
Venturia.
Everyone knows
Venturia.
that.
Sure, yeah.
Venturia or Venturia
And then-
County?
The locals are kind of stupid. Everybody.
And then I ask him if he's heard of Glenishmore.
He says he's like his eyes widen and he nods in like reverence, almost like you're talking about Bora Bora or something.
What do you know? What do you know
Bora.
of
Just
Glenishmore?
a goddamn paradise.
Oh, it's
He's
like a
like,
beautiful. Yeah.
Glenishmore is amazing.
Wow.
I want to go to Glenishmore when I get
People
bigger.
are really
Let's not get
crazy
ahead of
about
ourselves. First, just take us to your
Well,
town.
final question. I did want to ask him about that bonfire, which Blaine casually described as a normal village fire, but I don't think that's like a thing that is. So I just wanted to check in about that.
Yeah, he says he's like, oh, we're just
Burning a few extra houses.
yeah. He says we're just we every night we keep a huge like big fire in the center of town, so that people that are hunters can get back and it's warm. But he's like, we've been keeping the fire going all the time because all our dads are gone.
Speaking of fires, I think they flew into us. Right? Weren't they on board our that went into the big fire in the sky?
Oh, dear.
He's saying the dads maybe have
Don't
been
tell
on the ship.
him that.
Yeah, let's
Don't tell
leave
the kid
them
that his
out
dad
of
is
the
proud.
story.
Okay, kids and ladies, we're going to have a discussion about your dead fathers.
Okay, so we're
So
gonna.
take 5.
So are we heading into town?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right,
I'm going to
so-
take unusually large strides.
So he's sort
like
of
Mr. Natural.
as he sort of he sort of is warming to Mildred a little bit.
Doing it now at this moment, or wait
Well, whenever
until
we
the
do,
morning?
I'm going to take unusually large strides.
He said, "Yeah, well, he's
There's
sort
no
of
reason
like
to wait
eager to
until the
get back.
morning
He's
if
like,
we're all going.
Mom,
No.
Yeah,
like
well,
Mom's
we're
gonna
not
need
gonna
to
get
get
him
sleep
back.
anyway.
The last thing we
Everyone's
need is
talking, I
like
can't hear,
no,
sorry.
we don't need to have a upset mom with a search party.
Let's go.
Let's go
Let's
now.
go.
All right, so he's tugging your arm,
All right, kid.
and you guys are splitting camp, right? All right, so you guys
Yeah.
start to set off. You hear in the distance, a wolf howl. A couple
They are,
echoed around,
They are keeping careful track of us.
definitely tracking you. Yeah.
I asked the kid if the wolves attack his village ever.
He says, I've never seen any wolves. He's like, we
weird.
just hear them at night.
Okay.
Maybe they're not wolves after all.
That's even creepier.
Right?
So, yeah, you guys,
Maybe you want to run some wolf recon.
Do you have animals in your village that?
he's like, yeah, we hunt, my dad hunts for big
Hunted.
mountain yeti.
Well, I was
Your
asking
dad used to hunt
Big
for
mountain yeti. Mm-mm.
if you have any like pets in the village.
Oh,
Now
he's
I'm
like,
creeped out again.
I know. What,
Oh,
are the pets
Yetios.
clothed?
Yeah.
It's an important question that
he's like,
Are you
Damien wants
rabbits?
to
Do they
ask.
have
my
pants?
dad has a pet horse, and he's like, and I have a cat.
Aw.
Uh-oh.
And none of these animals have ever been attacked by wolves.
He's like, what? No, you're crazy. You're crazy, skinny white person.
Whoa.
Well, is Parn
Racist.
He's pale. You're really pale.
Oh, okay, Parn. We'll let that one slide.
I don't like the sun.
Okay, so yeah,
I picture
20.
Damien like sort of a nude type, like Columbo. I just have one more question. Are there pets there?
I don't get the reference.
I picture him.
man.
I picture him like the Crow, always
he
trying to
is.
say,
But a crow,
"Can't rain all the time."
Are you saying he hugs himself a
a
lot?
crow that like ran out of bed too fast, and he's not wearing enough clothes.
That's true. What you all?
You know those like murals of like Marilyn Monroe and all those people. I just saw one and it was all these dead people and the crow was in there and it made me so goddamn happy. Like, 'cause they
Was it
always
the
bring-
Crow or was it
Well, it was
Brandon
Brandon Lee, but
Yeah.
he was in the crow. He was in the
okay.
crow outfit and even had a
Right.
crow on his shoulder.
Was it like the side of a school or something?
Yeah, it was in
People
fucking
love the
Peoria,
Crow.
Illinois, and it was all the typical dead people. It was
Like
the
Elvis
fucking and Marilyn and
Bogey.
Bogey, and
James
then
Dean.
the fucking Crow. Totally.
He's
Not
entered
even-
the
not even Brendan
pantheon
Lee.
of murals.
Yeah.
He'll be in a Last Supper soon. It's all very
It
exciting
made
for
me
the
so
Crow.
happy.
Oh.
I love the Crow.
So, like moving at
Dear the Crow.
eager kid pace.
I'm a big fan.
He's tugging your arm, and so Mildred's sort of on point here. He leads you guys back up through the snow. You
What does he think of
quickly-
my fancy walking?
He's like, you look scary.
Thank you. Keep on trucking, kid.
He leads you guys back towards the village, and eventually you guys get close enough so that you can actually see it from the surface of the snow, and you see that
Mos Eisley Space Boat.
it is like it's sort of like a Nordic looking. It's like a thatched roof, steeply sloped roofs for like snowfall and all this. It's like looks like a little Viking village kind of from
Skyrim-y.
here. Yeah, Skyrim-y. And you see, there's people. At this point, it's getting pretty late. I mean, it's 11:30. So for the most part, you see little lights on in the windows. You see a couple people moving around in the streets.
Wait, it's only 11:30.
Yeah.
I thought
I
it was
asked
the
this
middle of the
kid
night.
if he.
We went down early though.
Oh,
They,
okay.
like
Yeah, I mean, I guessed since you were second shift that it was like 10:30, 11 when you
Okay.
picked up the sound. So Maybe 30 minutes have gone by. Anyway, so you, as you come up over the hill, and you see this little, town. It looks warmly lit, but the center of the town, there's a huge bonfire, and it's clearly visible and outlined. The bonfire is just a full hut, just burning, right in the middle of town.
It's the evening hut burning.
Can I detect evil again?
Too far out right now.
I'm gonna just keep pinging it. One ping only.
Okay. So he seems really excited, and he's dragging you back towards town. And as you get, and he's shouting for his mom or whatever. So you're still out. You see one of the hut doors open, and a woman comes out, and she sees the boy, and she seems like sort of petrified, but the demeanor of the boy seems pretty unthreatened. Like she doesn't, obviously wouldn't trust you right out of the gates, but he seems like he's not in hurt or in trouble. So
the drugs we
she
slipped him.
sort of starts running out towards you guys, and she's shouting, Parn, Parn.
We found Parn.
We found your Parn
Here he is
stash.
now.
So she goes. You hear her say like, "Oh, thank you, strangers." As she's running, she's still running up. So as soon as she gets within your ping, you get a signal.
I introduce myself as a paladin of the city of Glenishmore.
With your fist?
I tell young Parn.
Okay, well now wait, pause. She comes to a stop. Like you're not sure if it's something you said, but she comes to a stop and just stands there. Doesn't look like she's not rigid, like she would fall over like the little boy did earlier, but she just stops with her and stares at you, and her arms are sort of hanging limply at her sides. And you sort of trail off because she's obviously not paying attention. And behind her, you can see, so at the same time, all the doors to the huts open, like light shines out onto the snow.
Surprise!
And you see, like almost in a trance, you see women and kids slowly stepping out. And they just step out like 10, 15 feet in front of the huts, just staring straight ahead. And then all of them, like very slowly and very clearly, just necks only, just turn, and everyone is staring at you now, including the mom.
And Richard.
You guys,
Can anyone like banish evil? Or do you guys have that ability?
You guys are still like 100 meters
Spell.
out from the closest bit of town, so you're.
I tell Parn's mom. I say, why don't? And I'm speaking to the necromancer now. I said, why don't you come face us in person? We're right here on Glenishmore.
Yes, don't be chicken.
Parn has also, by the way, he's sort of stopped, and he's just standing, like you like let go of his hand, and his arm just sort of flops down next to him. Okay, so you address the necromancer to the mom, who, by the way, just so you guys have ranges, she's about 40 meters out, so she covered about half the distance moving towards you from the nearest hut. Everyone else is about a football field away, but they're just standing in front of their hut. So you count, for a head count, you count 12 women and about 9 kids.
This isn't going to be like a Dungeons and Dragons melee massacre where I'm not fighting these people.
No,
but I would like to challenge the necromancer.
Absolutely.
Why don't you fly in your spaceship here that you very cowardly flew away through space as you thought you had done away with us into the sun, which obviously you failed at that. Why don't you come on down and
stop
see if
hiding
you
behind
can
women
make
and children?
Yeah.
All right, so in response, she takes like one step backwards, almost like a reverse wedding step. So she takes a step back, and then her feet align again. And then she takes another, it's like the little half steps. And then she starts taking these like full steps back. She's just walking backwards, staring like dead eyes, staring at you. Parn sort of starts to just slowly follow her. But as he sort of passes you, his body rotates around, so eventually he and her are slowly walking backwards towards the town. The other people in the town are slowly moving forward. Real slow, though, so it's just step.
So does anyone have some type of spell or some type of...
I'd like to bless Parn again. I'm going to grab Parn and see if I can bless him and cast out the evil.
Okay. So, so you grab Parn, and in the name of calling upon Bahamut, you summon a blessing. So he drops to his knees in the snow, and he's like holding his jaw and his head, and he starts shrieking. And you can see the faintest. You can't tell if it's his breath from the screaming or if he's being singed, but you see the faintest sort of vapors rising up from where he's crouched. And as soon as you stop the blessing, he's panting, and he just stands up and just still panting. Stepping backwards away from you, staring like right through you. So
the answer is nobody. We don't have a larger like.
Have any kind of holy items? Or
Yeah, there's nothing like that.
A what?
Like holy items or a spell that banishes or dispels evil of some kind.
No, I can protect us from evil, and I can also protect us from good. And then I could remove fear, or I could create fear.
We may want to withdraw
I can't
too.
Speak to,
Let's get some food from this village.
That would be.
I could command that.
It's a very tempting little waypoint because you guys are going to be.
We may not find another like
I'm
it,
just
but
tired of this guy hiding all the time.
I know. Let me compliment the old man on what a brave warrior he is as he seeks to conquer the universe, hiding behind women and children.
Sark, could I command him
Well, I didn't
to leave
see
them
those
or no?
paintings in your tower. I didn't see the paintings of you manipulating women and
This
children.
is good shit talk. This Xbox Live status right here. Sounds like a Halo lobby.
Minus the racism and
Homophobia. Yeah. If we cut Jerry loose for another couple minutes, we'll get there.
Oh, tell me about
Get
it.
Dave Anthony back down here. What were you asking, Brian?
Don't make me play Xbox Live. You wouldn't like me when I play Xbox Live.
If I
Get Travis in here.
am I commanding them, or could I command him to get out of them, or to
Command. It's worth a try. Most likely, though, judging by what you've seen, most likely whatever's affecting and what you
he's
heard
gone
from
in and out of
Blackie.
this boy, but I want him to leave the boy alone. So
Yeah, judging from what you've seen and heard in your recap, whatever this is some next level. So it's an outside chance. And just to tell you how I would do it, I'd roll their normal resistance, and then I'd just roll a real low percentage and see if it worked. But
While he's doing that, I'm going to run behind her.
I'm going to command that.
But hold on, you haven't rememorized command yet because you can't. Oh no, did you? Oh yeah, you did. You told him to be silent, so you'll have to spend a bit.
That's
you haven't had a
shorter.
chance.
That's a shorter one, though. I
Yeah.
think it only takes a round.
Well, to cast, but to rememorize, or like reload, so to speak, you'd have to spend it's one turn or 10 rounds, so 10 minutes per level.
I thought somebody on the forum said that we were wrong on that.
We're wrong on all kinds of
We
shit.
did. Somebody mentioned something about
Oh, on
It's
my
a little
memorizing.
loosey-goosey.
Well, that's how I always did it. So.
Yeah, we just do it how we do it.
Okay, let's take a quick break, and then we'll see what happens next. And we're back.
Oh, God, that was the best break ever. Man, I love California Adventure. Ken, I can't believe you drank all those mimosas.
Well, I think at a bare minimum, we should try to get some food before we continue
Yeah.
walking 470 miles to...
Especially after all those mimosas, right, Ken? Yeah.
So let's go into this house.
All right,
I'm gonna start calling the old man Lifeboat because it's women and children first with him.
Okay, so while he trash talks and he tries to cast command, I'm going to run into the house and try to look for some
Okay,
food.
so now wait. The group is sort of meeting in a central area that's somewhere between you and town. So you're gonna have to skirt around.
No, but aren't we close to the one house where the Parn's mom just came out of?
You are, but they're all between. So she ran out, and they're all sort of they're walking backwards, and
Forget
so.
it then. Wait, I put on my floppy hat and I see if that does anything.
Let me check my records.
Floppy hat. We have items that we don't know what they do.
Yeah, I want to find out what my shoes do.
It doesn't do anything. So that was a shitty poker face.
It's a hat of painting.
Hinting that there's possibility.
I leave it on, I guess.
Okay.
For now,
Yeah, it's warm. It's a warm hat.
It's nice.
So while you guys are sort of figuring out what you want to do, the group has sort of gathered. They've met. So Parn and his mom have backed up slowly, and the advancing group of 12 women and 8 kids have sort of all met in a group, and they line up in a row. Still very sort of unnerving. So women in the back and children in the front, staring at you.
Can we call him Bahamut right now?
That's what I'm.
So Parn, you can't see. I mean, once you don't see it happen, you can't hear it happen. But from this distance, as soon as you hear it, you know sort of what's going on. But you hear the voice again, and you know vaguely through the darkness and with the backlight of the village fire. You can kind of see that his face is distorted again, but you hear the voice, and it just goes, "Behold." It just says, "Behold." And then as you watch, all the moms pull out knives, and they cut the kids' throats. So they slit all the kids' throats, and you just hear the sound of like little bodies falling.
Oh,
Way to go, Dick.
you're talking about Sark, right?
No, I'm talking about the
wrote
fucking
this?
guy controlling him.
A moment later, you hear the sound of daggers being dropped, and then just like wailing, and the women are dropping to their knees, holding the
I hate
kids.
this guy so much.
Yeah, he's a real dick.
So now you're watching like a dozen women mourn.
Are any of the kids savable?
No.
Wow, he made himself cry.
I'm impressed.
I'm furious.
So mad.
Yeah.
So mad right now.
I'm even angry
so
about this.
mad.
I'm trying to figure out where this guy is.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. There's no way to detect where the magic zooms in and out of. There's any source of it. Is it a trans-dimensional thing? Is it?
No, you've seen bits of his mechanism. You've seen bits of
clone,
his
it came in-
device.
Remember how he could control me because he had the piece of
Yeah.
my soul?
Which should
Yep.
make you real glad
That he
that
doesn't
supposedly Stargoyle
Got it.
ate it.
Ate it.
consumed your...
Where is Stargirl? Is he just hanging around with us?
He's just kicking it with you guys. He's like, man, this sucks. Oh, man.
No shit,
He's
right?
learning
This guy.
English.
Fuck this shit.
I
really
pray to
upset right now.
I pray to Bahamut. It's the only thing I can do. I bless the scene, and I try to resist the urge to kill something.
All right. Now,
I pray to Judas.
you're in a real weird... Okay, copy that. You guys are in a real weird spot here as you guys start to offer up prayers. Because even Judas, even this kind of shit, isn't how Judas operates.
No, I know.
It seems, it's like, what's Hellraiser, or what's Pinhead say when he's like, what a vulgar display of power, or something like that. I always thought
That's
that was
a
cool.
Pantera record.
Yeah?
Pinhead, Pantera, same thing.
I got to look up and see which came first. It's got to be a Hellraiser quote.
Must be.
That they pulled. Either way, this is just disgusting, even by even by like a dark priest's standards.
Yeah, and I'm sort of in awe of his magic.
Yeah, well, whatever this is, you missed out on a lot of the sort of the exploring of the mechanisms.
Just
but
that
whatever
he
he's
can
doing,
control
is,
people from wherever he is impressive.
Yeah,
and a group.
You guys are also seeing glimpses into. I mean, if you interrupted this plan and you were a pain in his ass, had this gone unchecked, it might have been a real big problem, as opposed to planetary.
I maybe he's not listening anymore, but I tell him I'm not impressed. Anybody can be weak and.
Anybody
Do
can
any of these women
telepathically
not-
command hundreds of women to kill their children
It's-
across.
Do any of these
It's
women
not a brave thing. It's not.
Ixnay on the anyone, eh?
Do any of the women not have children? Are there some women who didn't?
Right. Yeah.
So they're just upset, but not as upset as the other.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go try to talk to one of them.
Okay, so now I just want to say,
I'm
I
so
want to make
lucky I
sure to
never
drive
had
this
kids.
home. This is a tricky spot because now you've seen they can be
Right.
Yeah.
He's got his
on and
hand
off.
on the marionette string, so at any moment these people could just flip out or do whatever he wants. So it's a little tricky. So
We need to gather.
caution
We
is-
need to gather supplies. We almost should ignore them because if we
Okay.
engage them, we know where we need to go. We need to get crystals back in that ship. We need to refuel it and then get back up on the horse.
All right.
Let's
so
get some
just grab-
rations.
Let's
Ignore
get
these
rations
people.
and blankets, and then we'll leave. Don't
Yeah.
take too much from any one house.
okay.
Gather weapons and ammo.
I'm looking for clothing and boots too.
And try
if
to
I see
avoid these
anything.
people.
All right, so you
We need to get you-
scoot around them, giving them a safe berth. Unless you said you wanted to go chat, or is that not?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Would you like me
I'm still
to
mad.
cast protection on you, or?
Oh, well, I just thought we could maybe try to find out more information, but I guess we have what we need. I was going to see if they had. I assume that their soul pieces were taken in the same way, so that was all I was going to try to do.
So if these are presumably these would be at least the women would be clones.
Right, the clone.
The kids. So this must have happened. This has been a work in progress for a long time because the kids are the offspring. So he doesn't steal the shards from the kids that you've seen anyway. It seems that this was a long con. So for him, he was planting these seeds, and eventually, I think it looks like he was wanting the ability to control, billions of entities. Once he sort of bred his hack into everybody. So you are now scooting around. It's like a really awful scene, obviously, like a gigantic blood stain on the snow and women holding a bunch of dead kids. You just sort of scoot around the edge, and you start sort of apologetically
I don't want to
scooting
engage
into the homes
Yeah.
and borrowing,
Let's just fast forward
acquiring.
through this part. It's too depressing.
And you're looking specifically for.
rations and blankets. And
Okay. I'm just wondering, do you feel guilt at taking the stuff from them, or is it sort of they're not themselves?
I feel guilty, but I also feel like we have to. This is for the
Like
war.
as he
effort.
said, not too much from any one house, just
Okay.
gathering things.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, so then you guys are able to scrounge up, divided evenly amongst you. Let me check my homework. You're able to scrounge up 5 extra days of rations, essentially.
bringing us to 7, correct?
Yeah.
because we had 2.
Topping off your satchels. Well, I guess you could fit more in there, depending on what you found. But so that puts you at 7 days of rations at the moment. And then you also find Damien. I know you were looking for a staff. You find a no frills quarterstaff, just a real thick, some type of wood you don't recognize, 6 foot staff. No carvings, nothing. Just a real.
Probably Venturian wood.
Okay.
You also you're able to find like a you sort of have your pick of the local garb, so you could actually get dressed up in sort of the protective gear of this area. You guys all could get extra layers.
I mean, the men aren't coming back, so if the men left the warm clothes that they would have for this climate,
Yeah,
the men went into the sun. Well, we think perhaps
See, I don't-
Which
they-
brings me to your mid-looting discovery. So as you're moving through the houses, you notice that there is the smell, sort of faintly, and you didn't think of it at first just because you were near civilization, but there is this sort of pervasive, like barbecue smell. And after a couple houses worth of searching, and not finding anything
Are they
cooking or
in the
anything,
fire?
you notice that there's the faint outlines of
God, he took control of the women and then burned the men.
people. Presumably men. It's hard to tell from here. There's odd bits of belt buckles and feet bones and shit.
This is dark.
And yet I'm impressed.
You're impressed?
I'm
Brian's
impressed by his
impressed.
magics.
And Brian's impressed with Sark.
Yeah.
He's
Brian
He's
is fucked up.
He's winking at him and shit.
Take your hand off your lap. It's disgusting.
Okay, so we find clothes.
So you're able to find some winter gear. It's not any extra armor, but it will help stave off the cold.
What color is it?
So I was thinking about that just for you. You're not able to find any pimped out black gear, but you're able to find some dark tones, real dark brown.
I'm used to wearing black
Almost.
pants and a black blousey garment, and then a
Pants or
sort
tights?
of
Leggings?
not too tight. And
Jeggings.
then
Laser cat leggings.
Black
I
jean
like
jeggings.
pockets on my
Okay.
You have like cargo jorts.
yeah, something like that. Black boots I've always favored, and then some sort of long coat, black long coat.
Clybold.
You sound like it sounds like that guy from Simply Red.
I don't know who you're talking about.
So
Mick
you-
Hucknall.
You, in addition to the coats and your clothes, and so you now look like one of the village, like
People?
you're dressed like one of the village people.
The construction worker.
Is he the Indian? Or the-
Oh, too easy.
Yeah, and also the food you guys find as you're completing your circuit of the 7 or 8 huts that surround the.
There's
edge
a
of this
there's a
thing.
Rubio's. There's a there's the Baja Fresh.
You guys find
I
if
wouldn't
you
trust Mexican food in Glennishmore. There's no Mexicans.
if you want them, you find a surplus of pairs of snowshoes. I don't know if you want
Sure, we could
those,
use those. Yeah.
but it'll help
Sure.
if we go in the snow,
at least initially. So each of you can add a pair of snowshoes to your inventory,
added.
and
Was Parn killed too?
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Parn's mom killed him.
yeah.
Oh,
And then you also find
I should have held on to his hand.
I pray that Parn finds rest.
all right.
dead.
You feel there's no manifestation of it for anybody else, but you do feel sort of a confirmation from Judas.
Cool.
You also find there's a couple sort of oilskin maps that you find pinned up on what could be the sort of the leader or the ex-leader of the village. One of them's just a wider map that really doesn't do much. It doesn't do you any good. It pretty much just shows faintly that Glennishmore is to the south. It's like a
Does it say the name of the planet? Is it
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Venturia?
Yeah, it says West Venturia.
Venturia.
Did anybody find a hut that seems to be or used to be
pizza?
occupied by a priest or a wizard?
Or a Jabba.
No shaman
There's
or
a
anything.
magic man in town.
But there's a second map that's a little bit more detailed, showing, and on it you can see Elictuc marked, and you can see some other little landmarks, including like the shoreline. You're not sure. You can sort of guess where your ship would be on this map near the edge. But it also, the only other thing that really shows that's of interest on the map is to the east. There's mountains, and they're called the Howling. What is it? The Howling Shards. So to the east, and there's a picture of like wolves, sort of illustrating the name. It's howling there. And then there's a little image of what looks like a gate, and encrusted around the gate, almost like ridiculously fortuitous, to the point where it may just be your DM fucking with you. The door is adorned with little crystals.
Don't forget, I prayed to Bahamut.
Okay, so we take the oiled map.
So you take that. You can take both maps. Only one.
I totally just said that like an Infocom game. Like, take oiled
Take.
map.
You have cholera.
Head W.
W.
I think first of all, Sir Richard is a mess. He's very shaken by all of this, but I would like to try and avoid people from now on.
Yeah.
Until we get to.
Let's go get some
Hey, look, he can
crystals.
take over wolves too, but he maybe, but
The whole map with the extra thing on it is not in your path at all.
right.
So that's somewhere to the east in the mountains. The Glenishmore is actually south and a little west. So if you wanted to do something like that, that would be a whole detour. You guys have basically gathered at the. You've done a circuit, and you've gathered at the far end of the fire, or at the far end of the village, on the opposite side of the flame where you guys entered. And you hear from the other side of the fire where the women are like lamenting. You'd faintly hear like the deep voice of whoever this old man is possessed now, taunting you, and you just hear it. It's just laughing. You're hearing sort of the yeah. You just hear just faintly reverberating off the walls of the cabins, and then you hear the timbers in the village, sort of the hut in the center, shift and crunch down a little. And there's like almost like a piece of wet firewood's been thrown on the fire. You hear like hissing and cracking.
Oh no.
And the laughter becomes clearer slightly as one woman walks around the side of the fire.
I run to try and stop them from throwing themselves in the fire.
So she's just got her eyes rolled in the back of her head, and she's got her mouth open, and the laughter sort of coming out of that. But as you move up to her, she's just standing there. On the other side of the fire, you see the women, the last of the women just running into the burning hut. So there's just one.
Am I close enough to shoot like the water crown, the ice, to try and block them or knock them down? And
yeah, you could do that.
Fire, maybe.
Or yeah, I mean, I don't know if that blast would do that.
Probably not.
To try and trap them, not hurt them, but like
Right.
stop them from.
So that's more like a spear. So it's like a.
Fuck, I can't do that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
I can
deadly
try to
weapon.
Probably
lasso them.
better off just
I
Yeah, but is
know,
it better if
are-
they
that's
just-
what I'm
handing
wondering.
themselves.
It's
They've lost their
better.
children.
Oh, the guilt, though.
All right, I'll try to lasso
Okay.
one or two.
All right, so you when Sir Richard moves, you move, and you guys run, and you move on the woman you can see, but she seems to be just like a living sort of speaker at the moment. She's just there to transmit the mocking laugh. On the other side of the fire, they're just they're not sprinting, they're just jogging calmly and just throwing themselves in through the door into the flames and then just laying there. So the first ones go in, you get around, so you could save like one of the back one or two. He seems to be dropping control of them as soon as he's got them in the fire. So as soon as they quietly go in and lay there and you can hear them start to like sizzle and pop, you hear them start screaming.
Who's the closest woman to me?
Well, the woman who's the mouthpiece right now, she's just standing there with her.
Well, I've been here for. I would try to, and I would have tried a minute ago. I would have tried when this started. Mm-hmm. I'm going to command him to leave her, her body.
So you still need to rememorize.
Well, I know, but okay. I would have been trying to do that.
All right.
Because it seems like a good, and it's casting time is only 1.
Yeah. So, but you have to tell me.
Well, I know, but I did earlier. Remember?
But I thought you guys were looting. So, because you couldn't loot and rememorize.
Okay.
So you'll have to be like, I'm parking it for a while.
Well, so now I'm gonna try to memorize.
Okay. All right.
So you start. I promise him death for this.
Okay.
I asked him if he's laughing because he looked in the mirror and saw his ugly old ass face.
Oh, burn!
Yeah, right.
Did you?
I feel much better about this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm laughing.
All right, so let's roll your d20 on the rope use there.
There's nowhere he can hide.
Can I just tell him how disappointed I am?
We have a spaceship.
I rolled a 13.
And what's your
that's very unlucky.
It's rope use ability, so proficiency. I mean, but I don't know which it's tied to.
I think you have it written on your sheet, right?
Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
And we're back.
All right, so you, Mildred, you were trying to
guys.
lasso one of these possessed clone women. You rolled a 13. You get a +2 to your attack because you have rope use. So this is a lasso attack, so that makes it 15. She's not making any attempt to dodge, so her defense is terrible. So that's a hit. So you're able to rope basically the back woman in line. She doesn't freak out. There's just a steady sort of tug as she continues her casual jog.
This is going to do anything. Can you bless her? I know it's really painful for them, but maybe try to get them out of there.
This is all done, let's not forget, to a symphony of women burning alive. Yeah.
Destruction.
Yeah, so she's like on a leash. Her arms are held down at her sides, and she's just sort of double timing it in place as if trying to get into the burning hut.
Why don't
Can you do your in the name of Muhammad, I banish you?
And why don't you kill yourself instead of kill all these people? Why don't you save all of us the trouble and you do it yourself? I'm going to bless her.
Tell him the power.
And cast out the evil.
Yeah, be
I'm
like
going to put the light of Bahamut.
All right.
The power of Bahamut compels you.
Yeah. The blessing, the blessing has the predicted effect. This woman, there's this faint sort of searing sound, and she falls down momentarily, if not out of his control, then at least distracted on a subconscious level.
Point to this, though, right?
I know, but that's why we have to quarantine ourselves.
Yeah, we can't be around people.
Yeah, especially clones.
Right.
So yeah, she
Clones
freaks out, and
creeps.
then like out of breath, panting, she gets back up to her feet and gently starts to tug the.
There's no way to save this
I'm
woman.
going to kill her nicely.
All right.
Okay.
Can I do a mercy killing with being chaotic good if I know that she's going to burn alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the mercy killing?
I'm grateful that you're doing it and that I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, but I don't want to botch it actually. So now that
No. We won't. We don't need to roll that. I'm just curious because you have a hammer, which is a curious way of.
neck.
You could just. Oh,
Yeah.
I see, like a UFC.
Yeah, I think
style.
maybe that's the best way to do it.
I thought we were just
Okay.
going to crush her head with a brick.
So you reel her in,
Yeah.
hand over hand, and then just snap her neck using warrior know-how. The
We still have
laughter.
the speaker.
Yeah. So the laughter trails off, and
See you soon, coward.
carrying, using the dagger that she probably killed her own kid with a moment ago. She just drives it straight up through the bottom of her jaw and falls over in the snow.
Nice work, Dick.
So now you're in an eerily silent village.
So Richard needs some alone time.
The ghost of a Marth starts masturbating.
Real bummer.
The blue ghost of Amon Amarth jerking off over everything.
Oh God! Don't dangle that out there for the internet, Brian.
With
My
Yoda.
God.
Great drawing.
Yoda on my shoulder. As long as you draw the crow in there too.
The crow should not be happy with what he sees.
And no fucking episode 1 Anakin or episode
Right.
prequel bullshit.
We want the old drunk British guy.
Kid will get
in
real
the
mad.
bathrobe.
Sebastian Shaw.
Right.
For crying out loud.
Okay, so
Yoda, Obi-Wan,
where do we go from here?
and a Marth.
You know what? We gotta.
Start drawing,
I wipe
nerds.
the tears from my eyes, and we need to
Find and kill this
find and
dickhead.
kill this guy. But if we go to the cities,
So
and
we
the-
go.
Wait, let's just go get
the
our crystals.
yeah, I think we should
Where
look
it
at
shows
the
on the
crystals.
map.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
care how
Are we-
fortuitous
are
it
we
seems. I think
agreed?
it's Bahamut that
Yes.
guided us that
We're
way.
agreed it's a crystal mission.
Yeah.
Well, and I agree that we stay away from
You agree too, Blackie?
humans
Yeah.
or villages.
At some point, we're going to need
We
to
have-
get out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you like it here and stuff, but
No, I agree.
No, we gotta fuel
I
up.
I can't stay. You know what I mean?
You
Even
can't
if
go
I
back
thought-
to the greasers, man. Billy Joel said it in scenes from an Italian restaurant.
That's true.
Best you can do is pick up the pieces.
That's also true. That's actually insanely applicable.
We didn't kill the village.
Also, Captain Jack will get you high tonight.
All right. So you hear as you're standing here with almost a mournful tone, or maybe it's your imaginations. You hear the wolves kick up a larger cry than you've heard yet.
Great.
And there are no horses around here. No beasts of burden, no mules, no.
No, the
kid said he had a
The
horse.
kid said he had a cat and his dad had a horse, but there's no animals here.
So the kid was a liar. So it's a good thing he died.
All right, so everybody's got their snowshoes, their winter clothes. We've
Their
got rations
rations.
for 7 days.
We're gonna.
Well, now everyone's dead. Can we take more rations? I mean,
I just said.
We loaded up.
Yeah, I
Oh, we
was
did.
ration-wise. I was saying you took
Okay,
everything you
all
could
right.
find. So there's this is like bits of animal fat and like jerky, stuff like that. Water. You found some skins of water, that type of stuff. So
Yeti jerky.
okay, let's.
Don't
have-
anybody suggest it. Okay, good. Well, the alive scenario.
Bathroom break.
oh right,
No, the cannibalism.
yeah, not there
No.
yet.
Well,
Wow,
look
Jerry,
at my
that's
table.
hard.
I'm a paladin.
This is Richard or Jerry talking now.
I said don't mention it because we're not doing it.
We're not a soccer team.
Would you do me a favor? Would you, if we put all these unfortunate people together, will you? Well, I guess we could put them in the house too. I was gonna give them a proper funeral rather than lay them out in the snow and wait for the wolves to eat them.
Burn them up.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the kids are already piled up pretty handily. Oh, sorry, but
Body
that just
count at Magic Mountain in July.
yeah, that just leaves the snapped neck woman and the stabbed through jaw woman.
I put them in. I put them in the fire.
That's in the
All
credits.
right, so you can yeah.
That woman. stepped
Well,
up
you
over.
can put them with the kids. You can either load everyone into the house. That's actually
the-
pretty disgusting, or put them on the kids and
He's gonna burn
Bart
them.
can burn
Yes,
them. Okay,
that's
so that's
we're
what you
gonna
do. All right, so
Motherfucker.
you say farewell to this village in a jet of white blue dragon's breath, and the
Blarb.
the village young ones and the two mothers that didn't get burned all are lit ablaze. All right. So
did it.
now the decision's made. Are you what? Where do we go?
Crystal,
you guys,
Crystal Gates.
This is depressing. This feels like a Cormac McCarthy.
That's why I want to
like a
go
D&D.
somewhere pretty where there's crystal gates.
Okay.
You did this.
Do you want to chill for the? I mean, this is now we're talking midnight-ish.
No, we want to get the hell out of here.
Get the hell
I
out.
want to
Okay.
leave.
Yeah, I want you to leave too.
Hate
Actually,
this place.
So
And I hate you.
heading east. I mean, you can't see the mountains from here. Very vague, almost like a darker dark. You can kind of see the mass of the range, but you can't see any details. But you just
Does the
point yourself east and
looking at the map? Does the map that indicates the gate with the crystals, does that look any different than any of the other map? Like the rest of the map? Does it look like it's a separate piece of art that was added later? Is it in different ink?
Yeah. It definitely looks like these maps were drawn in. You can see also south of this village,
So
sort
added
of.
to.
So that was
So
added.
as they found things, they would
Okay.
they'd put it in there. But you can also see there is 2 other villages marked. They're not named on the map, but you can see the little symbol, and that's south. It was en route anyway towards Glenshmore.
We should avoid all of those
Further down
villages.
Venturia Boulevard.
Yeah.
I love it. We love it.
So you guys head out. You're heading east, and the rest of the night passes without any encounters or anything. Are you? Well, hold on. You didn't want to like walk all night, right? You just wanted to get clear of the village and then camp for the rest of the night. And
We could even go back to the camp where we had the fire going. And
Let's just
then-
head in the right direction. Where
Yeah,
we're
just
going.
keep going.
Towards the crystal gate.
okay. So yeah,
Crystal
you guys
Gale.
head east, and then along the way, planning on taking a break once you get clear of that terrible the scene of the terrible
Terrible.
immolation.
Let us never talk
The
about
horrible
this
awfulness.
Yeah,
night again.
gathering some scrub as you go, and when you feel like you can't really see the glow of the fire anymore, and it's sort of you feel like this once again isolated in the snow. You dig out some sort of shelter out of the snow and start a fire, and the rest of the night at that point goes uneventfully. So sun comes up. Generally, other than having the worst night of all time, you guys feel pretty rested. And
I don't know.
Yeah,
I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express next to a bunch of fucking kids. All night long, jumping up and down.
so the sun rises behind the temperature goes up 10 degrees like as soon as the line of the shadow created by the sun rising behind these mountains passes you. And you can see you could probably make the mountains in like 3 days of like a dedicated march. There's no way right now. You're just sort of heading to the mountain. You're gonna have to sort of hone in on any landmarks and once you get closer. But for now, it's just an eastbound and down trip.
I like that show.
And then I just got signaled to take a break. Or are we wrapping up?
Wrapping it up.
Oh,
We're
man.
close. So,
All right.
is there anything we can do?
I think this.
in the next
I
5
think that's a
minutes,
good spot because next is your trip to the mountains. So.
Well, thanks for the bummer.
Happy Thanksgiving.
What an adventure.
Well, can we bang out a whole day of walking or no?
You could, but if you run into a random encounter,
Okay.
then you could.
We'll have to encounter it
Yeah, then you might
randomly.
have to stop in the middle of a fight or something.
All right. Blaine, you anywhere coming up or?
Oh, what are the dates? I'm sorry.
It'll be.
This is Thanksgiving week now. We just are.
No.
Thanksgiving?
No.
No, the week after.
We're after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was awesome.
Thanksgiving was awesome.
Oh well,
I'm still full.
I think that weekend I'm running a half Toyota-thon for charity.
What? Really?
Of all of the things, yeah.
I can't tell when Blaine is lying anymore.
It's not lying. It's called joking.
I'm wrestling a Mexican
It's
gentleman.
funny. Jokes
for
are just
charity.
funny lies, you guys.
Mildred's hat though tickles her scalp.
Oh.
Jokes are just
Oh.
funny lies.
I'll be at the San
Did
Jose
you just tell me what
Improv.
it does?
Yeah.
So exciting.
Although I don't know what it does.
It detects lies.
Wow.
Maybe.
Whenever there's a lie, the feather on her hat goes ding ding ding.
Ask me if I'm a paladin.
I ask him if he's a paladin.
I say
No, wait. Do it in first person.
Hey, yo, are you a paladin?
no.
Dink, 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 dink.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
Lie hat. Let me try. Does this cloak make my ass look fat?
Wait, you're asking?
Oh no, wait.
How do lies work?
Good night.
I've got one. I'm really enjoying your company.
Dink, 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 dink.
Glad I met you guys.
Ding, 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 ding. Your head's
Purple
about to fall
nurples.
off. It's like,
It's like spinning around on your head.
I didn't get sick from the spinach at Subway.
think. Clonk.
When does issue 21 of
Issue
Deadpool drop?
20. Issue 20 is December 5th. Issue
Oh, okay, so
21
that's week. Yeah,
is mid-December. So
Yep.
pick up
20's a lot of
20,
fun.
Yeah,
It's
Scott Koblish is back.
Yeah.
Koblish, excuse me, and it's swinging 60s.
yes. It's a fun. You can just jump in, and even if you haven't read any of the other, well,
Please
it'd be
read
fun.
the other ones.
Yes.
And buy Nova.
Oh yeah. Jerry's doing Nova on his own, and
Check
it's
it
gonna be
out.
awesome.
Holy shit. That's
Yes.
awesome.
And then what else?
I'm really bummed about this episode.
Check BrianPosehn.com.
I don't think I'm going to listen anymore.
Thanks, you guys.
This has been an Earwolf Media production. Executive producers Jeff Ulrich and Scott Ackerman. For more information, visit earwolf.com.
Earwolfradio.com